Hello, guys. Welcome back to the channel. David here.
Isaac.
And as you can see, we're going to talk about this new fight, the coming up fight, KSI versus Tommy Fury. As everybody's been aware, it's something that's shaking the internet right now.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, okay, well, anytime that KSI fights, right, it's kind of a big deal. I don't know what, I mean, so he's not a professional fighter.
It is. I mean,
Professional or like
no, no.
professional?
If if you register, you're professional, but he's not like a pro boxer, because to be a pro, you have to like constantly being like fighting card after card after card, just fighting, and you have like all this experience and stuff. But I don't think that's his
I
case.
think if he can step into the ring, an official ring, he's officially a pro fighter.
No, because you can be in pro ring, but you're still an amateur. It's just like being a pro. It takes more. Like you need more. You need more.
Well, at any rate, so this guy is taking on a real pro fighter.
Yeah, so like as you know, like a lot of YouTubers have been doing this fighting boxing thing, but Salt Puppy too, like a lot of them. But the difference is like this is something that like everybody's always been saying. Like, are they like can they beat like a seasoned pro boxer, like somebody who like that's his job, like he breathes boxing? Can you beat this kind of like a boxer? So that's why Jake Paul went after Tommy Fury after being criticized and people just shaming him left and right. So he faced Tommy Fury.
And
He
lost.
lost. And now KSI is trying to dabble in and see
And
if.
he's gonna lose.
No, I believe he's going to win.
You know, honestly, look, KSI, he fights well, but like you can tell that like he will become a good fighter eventually, but I don't think that he's at the level to take on a real boxer yet. The guy he's facing off right now has a clean record. He hasn't lost any fights.
Yeah, nine fights, 0 losses. Yeah.
I think he might have a KO or two there. I forget. But this is an undefeated professional boxer. He knows what to do in the ring. So,
But I have seen KSI time after time turn the table around.
against whom?
Like against multiple people.
Yeah,
like
but
not just boxing, but his life in general. Every time somebody says, "Oh, you can't do this," he always proves people wrong.
That's fine.
So I feel like I don't know. The impossible is on his side.
That's
He makes the impossible happen, man.
That's okay, but I mean, right now we're at this is not like, oh, I don't think you can manage to reach like 100 million views or something. This is I don't even know. It's like this is a real fighter, a real boxer with skill, experience, all the training. This is all he does. Versus you, this is not like your full-time job.
But
It's like
that's why I believe he's going to lose. The why is because he's going to underestimate him. Like KSI has always been the underdog. That's how everybody.
yeah, and
sees
he's
him.
going to come in as the underdog. But
And he's going to win.
we can only assume that
My money is on KSI.
you can. Yeah, right now you're going off of the assumption that Tommy Fury is going to underestimate his opponent. Now,
Which he's
I
doing
think
already.
that if Tommy Fury is any kind of sensible person, that means someone who has sense. Number one thing he doesn't want is to lose to this rookie and suffer that shame.
Can you even
Right?
call him a rookie though?
Yes.
Because he just fights occasionally though. Like he's like, well, yeah, I see. He's a rookie. Like he's still in his.
What do
debut.
you want to call
But
it?
he has like 5. He already like Tommy has 9 fights. KSI has 5. So you're like,
Yeah, but like I don't count those fights against like uh, Logan Paul and such. I'm like,
Hey,
that's not a real fight.
Logan Paul went toe to toe with
With
Mayweather, and they
toe
went to
to toe.
yeah. Mayweather couldn't just stand in the ring and take
How
it.
many rounds was that?
I forgot, but they went all the way to the end.
Really?
Yeah, and
Okay.
it was like by split decision, and he won. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think there was any question in the minds of anybody who would win that
true, but
fight.
he could have lost. Okay, like like a couple of hits that he received. Don't forget, like Logan Paul is like 6'3", 6'2". He's probably my height, and he's like huge too, muscular. So his strength is like, he's like maybe like
So he's got a
heavyweight.
lot of power in
Yeah,
there.
range, power. Like so, somebody like Floyd, just one clean hit might knock him out,
Yeah,
and that's what almost happened.
but it didn't happen.
Yeah, but if it happened, people will be like, "Oh no, that's impossible." We thought. No, that's why I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's the
Everything can
thing.
happen.
So, yes, I agree. I think that in the ring, I've seen the way KSI fights. He has this kind of like very dominant kind of style. He steps in the middle of the ring and stays there, right? And then the opponents kind of like, they kind of like dance around, trying to like evade. And then eventually, like some of them kind of like fight their way back to the middle of the ring. But in a lot of these fights, he stays right in the middle. He's like under control. And then eventually, he overpowers them. Great. This was against unseasoned fighters. This is a seasoned fighter.
and they're just like I don't know, social media stars.
So
Yeah, it makes
I
sense.
think that although KSI is gonna come in and give it his all and prove as much as he can that he can take on a professional boxer, I still think that I don't think he's gonna win. I don't see him winning.
No, I understand why you say that, and it makes sense too. But where I'm coming from with this is the simplest rule is, uh, like, when you want it more than the other person, you always get it.
Yeah. If you want it more than the other
But he
person.
does.
And
Tommy
in
Fury-
real life,
Tommy
it's not
Fury-
necessarily that you always get it.
True, your skills and whatever has to contribute too. But in his case, he has some skills. He has, like I was saying, he has that dog in him to just keep on going, and he has luck and chance on his side. Like, trust me, like everybody was saying, you're not winning against Logan Paul. He won. You're not going platinum on doing music. He did. You're not going to be the best UK YouTuber. He is. So every time somebody always like puts an obstacle in front of him, he overcomes it.
Well, let me be your obstacle here, KSI. I don't think you're going to win that fight. It's October 14th, I believe. We're going to see what happens. I just don't see. Okay,
Makes sense if
let's
you don't
say,
see it.
it's all like statistics, right?
No.
Is there a world where he wins that fight? Yes.
Yes.
Do I think that his chances of winning are not as low as like 1%? Yes, I think it's higher than 1%. I think it's maybe higher than 15%. Because as you've pointed out earlier today, he seems to be getting better every time we see him on the ring,
Yeah.
right? So he's always improving. And that style of his really can throw somebody off of their rhythm, which is very important for a boxer. Your rhythm's broken, your style's broken, you're going to go down. It's only a matter of time. But a seasoned boxer knows how to remediate these things. They know how to handle
See,
themselves.
this-
That's the thing.
But
So
he did fight a seasoned boxer. What was that? Penne, whatever. You know that skinny
Oh.
guy that you saw the game?
that was a seasoned boxer.
Yeah, that was a seasoned boxer.
That
like,
wasn't a seasoned
in
boxer.
your word,
That was
you
a
will
boxer.
No, in your word, you might call him a rookie. Because he had like, I don't know, 5 fights too.
Yeah,
And like
he's
some
just
lost, like, 2.
starting.
And it's still a season.
That's not seasoning. In fact,
Oh,
okay,
seasoning, yeah, right.
right. In fact, if we really have to use the term seasoning properly, I wouldn't call Tommy Fury here a seasoned boxer. He only has 9 fights. I mean, it doesn't mean that he doesn't fight those other
I mean,
littler
like
fights,
a seasoned
but
boxer is somebody who's a boxer all the time, and he keeps
no,
on
a
fighting.
seasoned boxer is a boxer who's been fighting for a long time.
Yeah,
That's a seasoned boxer.
and he has
How long has he been fighting?
9 games, matches.
How many?
Sometimes you only get one match a year.
So how many years has he been boxing?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure because his family is from he's from a boxing family. Probably as soon as he turned 18.
So we can call this guy a seasoned boxer if he's been boxing for a long time. Let's say that he is a seasoned fighter, right? Because I actually don't know how many matches do these boxers get in their career. Like
Some
how many fights does Mayweather have?
50 something.
50?
Yeah, more.
You see that? So I if that's the case and if
But
this is a common thing,
that's because like he also he was the world champion. Not just that, so people always want to fight him. He always has opponent lined up, and secondly, he barely get hit in fights, so he's always fresh to go for like a 3 months like later I can fight. Maybe 2 months later I can fight because I barely got hit in this fight. My body's still good. I just have to train a bit.
maybe. But the point I'm trying to make here is if the average number of fights for a veteran boxer is like 30 fights, we would make that the seasoning line. Like once you get close to like this, like 25 to 30
But
matches, you're a seasoned boxer. So if it's less than that, you're still like a beginner, but you're true bona fide boxer, but you're not a seasoned fighter.
fine.
So if we say
But you're
that,
still a full-fledged
right,
boxer. You're a pro.
absolutely.
You're a
So
pro.
if we say it that way, I don't have the statistics, I don't know, but if we go just by this, let's just say that, let's go with this for now. We would say that Tommy Fury is not a seasoned boxer, but he is a full-fledged boxer, a professional boxer. That's all he does. That's his career. As that, I think that his chances of winning this fight are more than 50%.
I agree. I agree. That's why I'm saying KSI is like the kind of guy who makes the impossible happen because he's on like if we just see the statistics,
He's the underdog.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Tommy Fury has probably 80% chance of winning. And it's true. I mean, when you look at KSI, don't get me wrong. KSI is my dog, but the thing is, when you look at KSI and Jake Paul, like they're fighting, I feel like Jake Paul is like a better fighter, like a boxer. Not fighter, but a boxer than KSI.
Then KSI.
Like just seeing his composure, his
Right.
technique. You like,
From that
yeah,
fight we watch,
yeah. From the
you
fight,
know,
the
he
Tommy Fury fight
versus
Jake
Jake
Paul
Paul.
looked better.
he looked pretty good in there. He has good
Yeah.
form, right?
But he still lost. So I'm
But
like,
apparently, from what I was just thinking about this when I finish here, from what the judges say, it seems like it wasn't like an obvious win. It was like you barely won kind of win.
it was a split decision of like 2 to 3 points difference.
Yeah. So if Jake Paul could take this kind of a fight to him, to Tommy Fury, and make it this kind of a decision, I think that KSI has a fair chance. I still think
True.
that the odds are on Fury's favor.
True.
I do think
I
that.
agree. I agree.
But I think that
It's also because I feel like KSI like not fail, but it's a fact. KSI doesn't like just go 100% boxing because he keeps on doing YouTube videos. He keeps on doing music. That's what he likes to do. So when you see that and you're like, but only when he wants to box, that's when he goes and goes back and train. But he says that I keep on training every day, but not as hard. I don't go to camp and stuff. I'm like, I get it. So I feel like if he was more focused on boxing like Jake Paul does,
I think he would be a pretty good boxer.
yeah, it would have been a 50-50 against Fury because
It might even be more on his favor because, see, I've seen, like, just from the few fights I've seen from this Fury guy, it's like he's good,
Yeah, but
but
he's
seeing
not exceptional.
KSI's style, makes him kind of someone that you don't necessarily want to like have in the ring. If he was like really well trained and well seasoned and fighting the way he does, he'd be really dangerous.
Yeah,
But
he just keeps on going in.
right,
Yeah.
he's yeah, and but the fact that it's not his main job,
Mm-hmm.
so he's not as strong as he would be if he was training like a professional boxer all
Like
the
Jake
time.
Paul does. Yeah.
So all of that being included here, when we take it all in consideration, I think that he doesn't win this fight.
True, but yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to lose. I believe.
You
I
think
hope
he's
he will.
gonna win because
Yeah.
you're believing in that power of
Yeah, I do. I do
uh,
because I see them.
that thing that the Japanese really love to do in their anime. You know how the enemy is super overpowered,
Yeah,
and
and
then
at
it's
that
by
last
some
moment,
magic.
yep.
They and you know what? The sad thing
He's
is,
a
well,
fan
I
of
mean,
Dragon Ball too.
it's not a sad thing, but this does happen in real life. You see it in soccer all the time, right? Where one team would be like kind of like beat down the first half. They
Mm-hmm.
take in like 2 goals,
Mm-hmm.
and then they come back and they win. I mean, we've seen plenty of times little teams that shouldn't beat a big team, but they still do, because that's the thing. It's not robots.
Mm-hmm.
Robots only go by stats. This one has higher stats, this one has less. The one with higher stats is gonna win. With humans, there's a lot of things into play. If you argued
True.
with your wife like the night before,
That's true.
or like one of your parents or your friends passed away, all of that stuff that plays on your psyche, and then that's reflected in the ring. So any of these things can change the outcome of the fight, can change the way that the fight is gonna go. But if we can only assume here because the fight hasn't happened yet, but if we just assume that none of those weird situations is gonna happen, everybody's gonna stay alive, no wife is gonna be cranky, everything's gonna be great, and they come on the ring,
Like on the
Fury.
A games, like the best.
and
day.
everybody's the best they can be.
I
I
give
think
it to Tommy too. I give it
Fury.
to Tommy, but I just have to root for KSI. Like
But I definitely think KSI has a chance. Just the way, just that style of his.
We gotta
Also
go,
because KSI has quite a bit of power in those arms of his.
Yeah,
He
he
has
does.
good reach and quite a bit of power. He sent a few people to on the mat.
Yeah,
With those arms of his. So I think he has a good chance, but odds are not in his favor. They're just not. They're just not.
It's true. It's true. I mean, yeah. There is not much like we can keep on going on this. It's just that I don't know. I feel I just wanted to win. Because if he actually wins, you don't know how like
Yeah, but
like,
that's the thing. If he does win,
oh, Tommy Fury is screwed.
well, yeah. First of all, for him, it's gonna look really bad, right? I
Yeah.
mean, heck, it's gonna look really,
He's
really
going
bad.
to be disrespected left and right.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
pretty
even
much.
if KSI loses, people are like, well, yeah, what did you expect? He's a
Right, because he
boxer."
doesn't really have
Yeah.
much to lose.
He doesn't-
For him,
he
it's like
doesn't.
he can always say, "I was able to step up with a good boxer who had, an undefeated record, and
A seasoned boxer.
I lost." But and it depends on how he loses. If he goes in there and the first round he's sent to the mat, that's not good. But if he can go the distance, go all the way,
I'm pretty sure he will go the distance.
I can see that myself. And if he can go all the way and loses by the judge's decision, he can be proud and say, I took the fight to him. I held my ground. I never went down.
Yeah, especially for somebody who occasionally boxes.
right.
Yeah.
That would speak a lot to him, even if he loses. But if he wins,
Oh man.
first of all, he's
That
gonna prove that
ego.
first of all, like he can go on and fight with real boxers.
Yeah.
And not to say that those other boxers weren't real boxers. I'm just talking about official professional, like those real boxers
Yeah,
that
people who
box
live,
for a
dream,
living. That's what
box
they
for a
do.
living,
They're
yeah.
they're boxing for a living. And I do have to not include That one guy, the really skinny boxer guy.
What was his name? It's Pat. It's something that starts with P.
I mean, I saw his,
Penelo.
I saw
Whatever.
his physique. I saw the fight. I was like,
His physique has nothing to do with it. He was just
but
bad.
I mean, it.
But we saw him in another game. KSI invited him to another misfit card, and he was fighting one of the people, another like social media influencer in the card, and he won.
He won.
He was a pretty good fight. People were like, yeah, this guy's good. It's just
And that guy's, but he was a rookie, right?
he still is.
So, and it's not to call them to say that they're not boxers. They're boxers. They're all boxers. Here, I'm
Probably
just going to
with
say
us.
that. You're all boxers. If you're in the ring, heck, I'm not a boxer. I can't go in the ring. You guys are boxers. Great. I think that him winning would really say much to people like him and, Logan Paul.
Yeah, we will.
Who,
He will
you know,
give a,
they're not
huge
like
precedent.
they're not daytime boxers, but whenever they do box, they can really,
Yeah.
they can really do it. Which already, I think, well, Jake Paul is a boxer, right?
He's a boxer because that's
Right.
what he does now. He just full time
Right.
boxing.
So I can't really include him here. But
But-
for those who only part-time box and they can go in there and take the fight and win against someone who boxes all the time, I think that speaks a lot to them. And it's gonna be a lot of shame, of course, to the
Yeah.
loser. But at the same time, that's only one way of looking at it. It can also be that I don't know what excuse. Well, I don't want to call them excuses, but like what reason they're gonna give for losing, because they can say, like you said earlier, I underestimated my opponent. I thought that he wasn't gonna,
Whatever.
I thought he was a joke, and then I got in the ring and reality punched me in the face and sent me to the ground.
That's like posting an interview of like Kaido versus Luffy. Well, I didn't expect him to go to the fifth. I was fighting all night. So
Right,
yeah.
which would just sound like excuses, right? I mean, I think that if Tommy Fury loses and then says something like that, it's like, well, we appreciate your honesty, but it just sounds like excuses,
They are.
you
They
know.
are.
So he better not lose, because it's just not gonna
He will
look
be
good for him.
clowned.
It's gonna look really bad
He
for
will
him.
be clowned. The best thing for him is just I don't want it. I don't want to, but he just has to win. There is no losing for him.
Yeah,
Even his family say this. You lose to a social media, you're not part of the family anymore. Like,
Oh, yeah,
damn,
it's-
you
well,
guys go
I mean,
hard.
it's like, how to say this? It's like we play League of Legends from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you're soloing.
Fake.
No, not Faker. Not Faker,
Easy
but
Oud, maybe.
you're soloing.
Crown. Caps.
Not Caps. Caps is too much.
He's all right.
He's called Baby Faker for a reason.
Because
Did
Faker,
you know?
Who's Faker?
If you
The
Google,
only goat I know is Bangy. Haven't I
we've
gone
had this
over-
conversation already. I don't want it. If you Google the words Baby Faker and click on Google Images, you will find a picture of Caps.
Nah, he's
So
alright.
so you don't want Caps, but I don't know who's from like a lesser team.
Sneaky is
Let's
from any
Just
any
but,
any
but
team.
imagine any of these NA players, even from like
Reckless.
from their he's good. From their lesser teams, like from the weakest NA team,
What's that? TSM?
and then just pick someone, even their support. He's a professional player.
Lone Star.
Yellow Star. You can't just go do a 1v1 against him and solo him. If you do, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And that's what it's gonna be here, because this guy doesn't fight all the time. He even said he doesn't train as hard as he should be all the time. You training all the time. How did you lose?
Somebody has more talent than you. That's all. That's
Yeah,
all.
and then and to be fair to all these fighters, the bottom line is making a good show for the people who come to watch.
Agree.
Because I think you can lose, even like Tommy Fury, he can lose, but it depends on how he loses. If he gets just like annihilated in there, that's bad. But if it's like It was a tough fight. You know, this boy, I thought he was gonna be a joke, but he's actually
Yeah,
really
he
good.
goes by split
I
decision
gave
too.
it my all, and you know, it's like by a hair he won. That's you know, we're like, wow, I can't believe he lost, but it was a good fight.
I just thought that the worst for KSI, even because even if he loses, people like you know,
But he also did talk a lot.
it doesn't matter because
So-
he's still just a YouTuber. So people are
Right.
like he lost to a pro, so
Right.
it's not a big deal. People will still clown him, but not as hard. It's like, oh well, what did you expect? He's
Which is
fighting a
not
pro.
necessarily fair
But-
too, because the moment he steps into
but
the ring, he's a real fighter.
He will be clowned hard if he loses by a knockout. If KSI
Yeah.
gets knocked out,
Yeah.
oh
Well,
man.
if any of these two gets knocked out, it's
no,
gonna
it's
be
always worse on Fury's side. But
It's-
what I'm
yes.
showing is it wasn't going to be as bad for KSI losing, but because he's been knocked out. Oof,
yeah.
man.
Because I think he's won by knockout already. KSI.
Yeah.
But I mean, if
A few
Fury
times. Two,
gets
three.
knocked out,
Oof, man.
oh,
Sad. You know, his
oh,
brother is like the world champion, right? So it's like, dude,
yeah, big guy.
like
Jack
don't come
guy.
don't come to my games. Don't come to my fights.
Yeah, I mean, and
Oh,
right,
man.
you know, we have a sibling who's already that caliber of a fighter. You know, like he can't lose. He doesn't have to. I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway because this is how humans think. You may be thinking out there that no, people don't think like if people think like this. You don't have the right to lose.
That's actually how people think.
They really do. And so if he loses and like he gets knocked out, I mean, even if it was just by judge's decision that he loses, it's already a big deal. But if he gets knocked out,
Yep. I know. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if like his family disowns him, his wife divorces him if he's married.
Is he married?
I don't
think
know.
so. I think so.
I wouldn't be okay. Divorce is a little far, but like
Some people do. Some people do.
I wouldn't be surprised because it's like again, like if you're playing against a professional League of Legends player, you who are like, I mean, we're here making videos. Obviously, we're not playing League. Those guys are playing League all the time.
Yeah, they're
you
probably
don't
playing
just
right
go
now.
solo them and then you win.
Yeah.
You win.
Yeah.
How did you win? That's the thing. Fox is gonna be like, who did we hire on our team
No.
if he can't even
No,
beat this little?
they're going
you
to
know?
give his spot to you because they realize, well, you have a better talent. You see.
You see, and so it, and this is, I mean, this is,
You know how wild that will be, though.
it's gonna be, yeah.
Huh? Me just showing up and like whooping. I don't know who.
And then you're now in the new team, like TSM or something.
No, but if you actually can win a fight like this, means you have potential, like a
Means
great
you
talent.
have talent,
Yeah,
or it could just mean
you were lucky.
because that's the thing too. It goes back to what I was saying about they're not robots.
No, they're not.
You know, he's gonna miss the cannon minion because he sneezed or something, and you get the level up on him, and you know you're not such a garbage that you don't know that when you're a level ahead, you have the advantage, and you know you do something that he didn't expect a noob to do, and you kill him.
Yeah, couple of hits, ignite, ult.
You know, and he's like, oh, and it's gonna be really bad. It's gonna look awful for him. But I mean, if he didn't sneeze
That's what
and
happens
miss
to
his
Faker.
level, you know, he wouldn't have. And
know-
that could be something like that happens there. Say like he's fighting Tommy Fury versus your guy here, KSI, and he slips, but he slips just at the right time when this hook was coming and lands him right on the jaw. Down he goes. It's like, well, all the bad things happen at the right time, and you know it doesn't matter that he's going to beg people to believe him that it was just the moment that he lost his footing that this punch landed, that he fell. Nobody's gonna believe him even if he's telling the truth.
That's how the internet is. Like people, like your group, your family might believe you, but not the internet. Like the internet only talks about what he sees. Like that's the Bible. What we saw on the video is all we need
And
to
also
know.
what they want to see too.
That's true, that's
Because
true.
you know sometimes things are there. It's it's clear. And there's like, no, I what I saw, period. Like, no, open your eyes. There's more.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, that was the Tommy Fury and KSI talk, man. Like I said, I'm rooting for KSI to win. Like Isaac is still in the stats.
I'm
Tommy's
not.
up
I'm
there.
not rooting for anybody per se. I mean, it would
But you
definitely
just on
be.
the stats, you know.
It would definitely be interesting to see KSI win, but I really hope for the professional Tommy Fury. I hope for him that he doesn't lose. Yeah.
I hope that he does. That's what I hope for. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, and share. And as always, leave something in the comments for us to talk about next time. If you like it, give a like. And you think this is good, share it, subscribe. Don't forget.
All right.
See ya.
See you next time.